What's up guys, WOO here, back again with another Division 2 build here. Welcome back guys. This is crazy as a box of frogs. This is a RIDGEWAY'S skill build. Armor regeneration galore on this build. Status effects all day, all night on this build, and it is so much fun to roll with. You try this in solo play, you will reap the rewards because you'll go, wow, the armor regeneration is insane. Then you'll take a look at how it works in a group. And in a group, the CC is amazing and the survivability is also, yes, insane. This is great for solo or group play. Very simply guys, this is RIDGEWAY'S chess piece build. Utilising bleed where I can. Because I want to utilise the talent, which is getting that bleed damage. Once their NPCs are ticking with the bleed, that gives me as much armor regeneration as possible. So I have not spec'd into any armor regen on this build. There is zero, there is nada. But you can see in the gameplay, I'm getting the shitloads back by just simply spamming my skills at NPCs. So they are, you know it, and you know it, they are absolutely shredded. Because this build will offer that huge tick of status effects, which ultimately gets you some nice kills, some great crowd control and survivability in solo or group play. You will really enjoy this. And again, you can use this in a very, very difficult content. Summit Legendary, use it in Legendary missions, and you will see how powerful this can be. You can hit hard due to the chess piece talent, but the survivability is really, really good on this build. It truly is. It's such a fun build to use in any content. So guys, if you enjoyed the build, enjoyed the video, you know what to do, and that is thumbs doodle. It helps, it truly does. And if you enjoyed the content and you're happy being here, you know what to do. Drop the WOO bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when I upload my shizzle. Peeps, let's move this. Guys, this is the build I'm using. This is a fun personified build. It is, you can see, 4-piece Eclipse Protocol. Can't get the words out. Yeah, 4-piece Eclipse Protocol. The RIDGEWAY'S chess piece, and a nice little sexy talent on the backpack, which Eric the Red, guys, Eric the Red, blame him for this, blame him. Now, I've had this in the works for a couple of weeks, and I've been testing this with Empress International, a couple of Wyvernware for the extra status effects. Works nice, it works really, really nice. But I feel it works better with Eclipse Protocol because it's more status effects. It's nice, it is, truly is. Now, good old Eric the Red, he let the cat out the bag, said, oh, why didn't you try this? You want your RIDGEWAY'S chess piece with creeping death? And I'm already doing it, man. I'm beat you to it. I'm doing it. No, don't do it. Shush, shush, and more shush. Anyways, the build. Guys, look at this. This is fun. And this is what you need in this game now, is just really fun builds you can take away, put together and go, this is feckin' amazing. I'm using Technician. I'm using Technician because I want skill tier 6. Simply done. I need skill tier 6. So I have to use Technician. It's simple as that. You could use Survivalist, you could use Demolitionist. That's fine, but you will only be skill tier 5. So think about it. Skill tier 6 for me. That's why I'm using the Technician specialization. Plus the extra 10% skill damage. You know how it goes. Passive skill tier. Preaching to the converted. So guys, I am 726k armor, 330k health. I'm 1 red, I am 5 little yellows and no blues. And let's go through the build. We'll start with the mask. The mask is, yes, you've guessed it, Eclipse Protocol gear set. Just wearing a 2-piece is going to grant me 15% status effects. And with the 3-piece, that is 15% skill haste and 30% hazard protection. The 4-piece is mission, and this is why I am rolling with this. Yes, this. This will keep you alive longer. Very, very simple. Your status effects now spread on kill to all enemies within 10 meters and refresh 50% of the duration. So very simply, if you're spamming these effects, you're spamming these status effects through bleed, or even shock, guys, even shock. What happens is once an NPC goes down and dies, it spreads to the next NPCs within that 10-meter radius. Yes, and if they're close to you, you will really see the benefit on this. So what you need is that in the attributes, very, very quickly going through each piece, status effects, get it on there because it will just prolong the tick of bleed. 10% status effects and a 12% yet good sausage roll utility mod. The holster, guys, again, is the second piece of Eclipse Protocol, and that is status effects, guys. As I said, I can only just say one more time, get status effects everywhere on the build. You will see how powerful it is once you're running with this said attribute. Knee pads, guys, which is the third piece of the Eclipse Protocol, and again, very simply, status effects. Then we have the last piece of the Eclipse Protocol, which is the gloves, and they are, again, rolled, you've guessed it, status effects. Now, guys, let's go through the chest piece. The chest piece is the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece. And why am I using this? Why is this so good for PvE and this build? Let me just go through the attributes and the talent. So, core attribute is max weapon damage. I have max crit chance, max crit damage, and 12%. Yes, it's a max God Sausage Roll, skill haste 12% mod. This is a beautiful piece. Now, this is ordinarily used on DPS builds or hybrid builds where you've got 3-piece red and you've got 3-piece blue. Well, I don't work like that. I like to give you something completely out of the box. And this build fucking is. It's out the box crazy as a box of frogs mad. Bleeding Edge. Shooting enemies within 15 meters applies bleed to the target. Repair 3% to 48% of your armor per second for every enemy that is bleeding within 15 meters. Repair strength per number of bleeding enemies. So one enemy is going to repair 3%. Okay, that's 3%. Let's work on that. That is around about 22k of armor regen, which is decent. Which is decent, guys. 3%, yeah. One enemy, it's about 22k. Now, for two enemies, you get 6% of your 726k armor. And again, all we do now is just double that percentage of 1% to, again, 3% to 6%. Yeah, sorry, I'll get there one day, guys. My math is pretty atrocious. But yeah, looking at 44k armor regen. That's for two enemies that are bleeding. And the bleed on this is nice. It is truly nice. So for 3 enemies, we'll double that again to 12%. And again, work on the assumption that 1% is 726k 0 armor. Yeah, so what you're looking at is a beautiful 86, 87k armor regen by just tagging 3 NPCs. Then you double it again. You get 4. You double it again to 24%. Again, you double that. You got 160, 170k. Beautiful. And again, you double it again with 5. So that's 48%. Again, that's pretty much half of what your total armor is, which is 360k, 350k to be precise. That's what you're looking at. 350k armor regen. Yeah, it's quite crazy, isn't it? See, if you're tagging these NPCs, you think this is great, but what can I do? I mean, it's not easy to tag all these NPCs. WOO, it's not easy. But what are we going to do about it? So, very simply, guys, very simply, I'm using the Scorpio Shotty, which will come to that in a second. But also with this, guys, it pairs beautifully with this piece, which is Wyvern Wear, 10% skill damage, status effects, which needs a little bit of optimization, skill damage, skill haste, and the talent Creeping Death. When you apply a status effect, it is also applied to all enemies within 8 meters of your target. 8 meters of your target. Very simple. This is a kind of an up-close personal build. Get in the cover. Get in the cover. Spam those effects. Happy days. You'll see your armor regen just fly through the roof. It's very difficult to take you down with this build. It's so much fun. Yes, you can deal more damage if you had a different chest piece, admittedly so. That's fine, I get it. But this is outside the box. This is the armor regeneration, which is crazy. That god mode by spreading the status effect, spreading the bleed, which is awesome. Again, this pairs really well with my primary weapon. But Creeping Death is beautiful, guys. It is. Ridgeway's Creeping Death, match made in heaven. Trust me, test it, it's fun. Weapons, guys, the Scorpio Exotic Shotty. And again, with this we know it doesn't give you a bleed. It doesn't give you that bleed effect. But what it does give you is some of these bad boys. Poison, Disorient, Shock. Target takes additional 20% damage from all sources. Stacks no longer increase. Duration of status effects is based on percentage of pellets hit on applying shot. Now, we have a shitload of status effects in this build. We have a ruckload. Yeah, it's not max. It could be better. But again, we've got Ridgeway's on, so it is what it is. But with this, guys, what's nice about it, you're just giving that venom out to NPCs. You're giving that disorient, that poison, that shock. And you've got that awesome spam of bleed through your Hive Stinger and your Explosive Seeker Mine. It works well. Trust me, guys. It's so much fun rolling with this. I've had so much fun playing this way, and it is really, really good. And I recommend it for a different way to roll in PvE. We know, guys, mods are fixed with this shit. It's reload speed, crit chance, weapon handling, and stability. And the secondary, I don't really use it, guys. I don't really use the secondary, but if I do, I switch to the Everlasting Gaze. Again, one reason alone, and that is perfect perpetuation. Headshot grants 50% status effect damage and duration to the next status effect you apply. Simple. Switch to your Everlasting Gaze, pop a headshot, pop your Seeker or your Hive Stinger. Once that happens, that NPC, that only one NPC, will have that extra damage and duration, which means the longer these guys are ticking with this bleed, the more armor you are recouping. Simple. So if you've got very low armor, once they're ticking and ticking, you're just going to be replenished like no time. And that's what's so powerful about this build. It works very, very well. Trust me, guys. It's beautiful. Mods: crit chance, rounds, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. We know how it sausage rolls now, guys. I don't use it. It's TDI, can't custom. This is it. Oh well, we move on. Skills, guys, we'll start with the secondary skill is the Explosive Seeker Miner, 21.7 second cooldown, which is a little bit on the high side. I'd rather a bit lower to get the Seeker back quicker, but you can't really do that on this build. You're at a loss. Unless you've got a little bit more skill haste on one or two pieces, there's nothing you can do. But that is, again, at the negative effect of taking away status effects, so it is what it is, guys. So around about 20-second mark is fine. You have that Explosive Seeker Mine, you have that 2.527 million damage. If you're going to use a slightly different way to roll with this, that is 2-piece Wyvern, and that is also 3-piece Empress International. What will happen, you'll get an extra million damage, which is nice, but you're going to lose about 3 seconds of duration. You'll go from about 11.5 seconds down to around about just under 9. That's something to bear in mind. So you have 11.5 second bleed duration. You know, every second counts. That's just going to keep you alive longer. They're going to keep ticking. That's brilliant. And as long as they're ticking, that means you can spam your status effects more often, which is great, because once they're ticking, that means you're recovering your armor. So once again, there's a downtime, you know, spam one or the other, jobs are good. Damage, health, and damage. A near god roll Explosive Seeker Mine. It just needs another 0.1% on health, but it is what it is. And then you have my primary skill, which is the Hive Stinger. I like this, guys. The Hive Stinger, one of the best skills in the game. It is. It is. Don't argue otherwise. It is a truly awesome skill variant. 2.8 second refill speed, a little bit on the high side again, but again, you can't have a shitload of status effects, a shitload of skill damage, and a shitload of skill haste. You can't be done. So, I've had to lose a little bit of skill haste on this where possible. So 2.8 second refill speed, 18 charges, it's 8, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 damage. Yeah, we know we can get this to 1.2 million. We know I can do it, but not on this build. And then you have that 11.5 second bleed duration, which is beautiful. It truly is. It's really, really nice. And that's why I've opted for the extra bleed duration rather than a little bit more damage, and then you lose out on the bleed. So I've opted for more status effects as opposed to more skill damage on this build. Damage, stinger charges, and health are the mods of choice. So guys, let's take a look at the rest of the stats. 26% crit chance, 66% crit damage, 65% headshot damage, 11% armor damage on my Scorpio Shotty. And we have a 25% all weapons damage bonus. Again, this is a skill build with one piece, which is red. And then we have 27.1% shotgun damage bonus. Armor regen, you can see the 0, there's none. There's none. I mean, I can change this up and use 3-piece Empress, 2-piece Wyvern, and it'll get me around 20k armor regen, and that's nice. It is consistent nice, but I like Eclipse because it keeps spreading those status effects, so the armor just keeps coming back. You can't argue, it just keeps coming back. So Eclipse, I think, gets the edge in my opinion, rather than having a little bit of armor regen. For me, go Eclipse, it works out better. Then we have a little bit of hazard protection on this as well. If I recollect, it is 40%. It's nice survivability, which is also good. And then we have the 61% skill haste. Ideally, we want more, but we can't because you're gonna have one other than well, it is what it is. You just can't. You can't have it all, I'm afraid. So I've opted for status effects as opposed to skill haste. But I do have, you've seen them, free God Sausage Roll, 12% skill haste mods. But guys, this is the build. I'll demonstrate this in the range around about now. Let's do it. Right, guys, I am back in the range, in the booski. So let's get in here and let's take a look at this. So let's just again. We'll spam this to very hard, okay? Then we will slap the skill haste off. For once I've remembered, guys. For once. Damage self.
Immediate
Let's do a bit of that. Okay, yeah, I'm not dead, I'm not dead. So there's no armor regen. I'm screwed. I am screwed. So let's just pop a Seeker. Boom. See what happens. Now you can see the armor regen kick in. And you see that over time, because that's consistently kicking. That's 11.5 seconds, which is beautiful. So let's just do that. Get rid of these. See where the armor's at. So let's go. Let's throw this bad boy and let's see how it rolls. And you can see the armor regen kick. And that's nice. That is exactly what you want. And again, the armor regeneration, which is nice on this. Again, guys, you know there's no armor regen on the build. There's nothing. But this is what makes the build so good. Is that you can pair the Scorpio shotgun with some nice damage. Do it this way. And again, you'll get that awesome bleed duration, which is beautiful. Truly is. And again, you're just recovering armor all the time. Very simple. Very, very simple. Good way to roll. And this is really good in a team also, because of the simple fact you can just keep delivering these really nice prolonged status effects for your teammates to do some really good carnage too. I like this. Is a really good fun build. But let me know what you think in the comment section, guys. Do you go with the Eclipse Protocol piece, or do you go with 3-piece Empress International, 2-piece Wyvern, and the Ridgeway chess piece? Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.